Congratulations, Martin. I can see you smiling, but how do you feel? And Pablo, you too. Well, after our first World Cup, we have reasons to smile. Who's going first? Yes, Funky, it's our first experience, and for a first experience, every day there are positive elements because everything is new. And I think we get a lot more positives out of this than negatives. That is the reality of the game. Now, we prepared for this as players and as staff, but the learnings, we couldn't have done it any other way. We'd already spent months together, and it's therefore context where we're having games every week with a group of 55 people concentrated on the same goals. This never happens anywhere else. I think we've always also attracted some new fans to this team. And it's something we really value. We've always tried to bring Chile up in the world rankings, and I think we've managed to do that. And Martin and I have always talked about how important it is to make sure that people feel part of this project, and that's what we tried to do. And always with the idea in mind that we wanted to move Chile up in the rankings. And I think we managed to do this. So that is part of the positive things we want to take out of this. Yes, I think we can leave with a smile and with our heads held high for what we've achieved. We didn't come here really looking for a result as such. We came here to take part, and at the end of the day, what we were looking for was the feelings that we managed to produce to demonstrate the resilience of our group. We fought until the last minute so that people could identify with this team and be proud of it. And we will be leaving with our head held high. We gave everything. I think we've earned the right to leave this tournament with our heads held high. Pablo, this is for France Television. I hope you can answer in French. This week you said there's you have the selves and the others, but the clowns and the others. But despite this result, you were better than clowns. Well, no, we're good clowns. Actually, no. Well, it's happened to me before as a player a long time ago, 20 years ago. It happened to me in the World Cup in Australia to go onto the field and find myself completely outclassed. We played Japan, South Africa, and the Samoa, and now that I know that my players have gone through the same thing, 20 years later, it was the same feelings. It was my reaction, and my way of doing things is to make the players live their own experience and to get to know this level. And today I thought we weren't bad. I think we focused quite well after the 71 points that we took shipped last year. Last week we learnt a lot for that. So you talked about the feelings you came here looking for in this World Cup, the sensations. Can you tell me how you imagined this World Cup and what are you leaving? What certainties are you leaving with? Well, honestly, it was difficult to imagine what to expect. I think the fact that we couldn't really expect to know what to expect kind of helped us control our nerves. I came here ready for anything, and now that I've lived through it, well, I realized the madness, the energy that you can get, and the pleasure that you can take from experiencing this. And I think our whole team has really had its fill of those sensations. We have 4 years to fight and get back to the next World Cup, and I think the fact that we have experienced this will motivate us to fight even harder. Before my question, as a Uruguayan, congratulations. I can feel what you're experiencing, and I know the efforts that you've made to get here. And I've watched all your games. I think you can be proud. Congratulations. My question is coming back on to what you said earlier. This World Cup with a coach such as Pablo, who's always trying to go further and do better. So, with this experience, now that you know what it is to experience a World Cup, is this going to change your way of working or your attitude, or do you think you were already mentally prepared to uh, play in a World Cup? I think we've improved through this World Cup. I think for the future, there is a series of positive factors we can take out of this, and we will carry on with an ambitious technical team that will be working every day. We are a young team that still has time ahead of it. And there is also this support we've had from people, the number of messages from people who might not have followed rugby before. When I see the number of Chileans who've come here to watch our games, whereas a few years ago, even at home in Santiago, we couldn't fill the stadium. I think this is a time where Chile needed. This is a time where Chile needs inspiration, needs good news, needs a team that shows resilience, that represents Chilean values, values we've seen in other sports such as football or tennis. Well, I think this team can really seize the opportunity that is now ahead of us to combine the three factors I've mentioned. I think we've managed to do this. There will be no limits to where we can go. Pedro, what is your opinion of this World Cup, of the other teams? I mean, it's ending for you now, but what did you think of the organisation, the stadiums? What is your general impression of this tournament? Well, in terms of the organisation, really excellent organisation. We really got everything we needed and more. There were the World Rugby staff, the stadium staff, the team staffs were extremely professional, did some excellent work. We really interacted with a number of different departments in World Rugby and the Rugby World Cup, and they worked really, really well, especially taking into account that we are a new team, that everything was new for us. Well, I think they really guided us very well. And I wanted to take advantage of this to thank them for that. In terms of the level of rugby in this tournament, well, it's what we've seen over the last few years. It is very physical rugby, maybe a little bit less spectacular than we might be used to, but it's a rugby where strategy and analysis play an important role. And I like this kind of rugby because I come from that rugby school, that school of rugby. I apologise. And I think defence will be playing a very important role in this World Cup. Uh, Good afternoon to both of you. Beyond the results and the pride, what aspects do you think you have progressed in during this World Cup? I think our offence, our attack has evolved and progressed compared to what we did before. I think we've managed a few good offensive actions, whether against England, whether against Argentina. We found some good space. This is part of the new things we've been working together on in this World Cup. That's what I take out from it is our attacking game. I think we managed to play a pleasing, a good game for people to watch and a good game for us to play. For me, the pride isn't linked to progress or otherwise. I think this is a team that had always showed pride in trying to reach its goals. In terms of the improvements, I think on the physical level, we've gotten better. I think we managed to finish games with the same level of intensity. As Martin said, in attack, we managed to score points and to get the ball. Our ball winning figures are important, but against opponents at such a level, of course, it was an important aspect. But that's my summary of the Chilean performance in this World Cup. Okay, allez-y. Congratulations, Martin and Pablo. A question for Martin. This try. Yes, during this game against Argentina, what was missing for Chile? What's missing to make? What's missing for Chile to play highest level rugby? And a question for Pablo: in the next World Cup, Australia 2027, can we still count on your presence? Well, if it was down to me, yes. It's a difficult question. should be able to meet our goals to play at the highest level. Thank you very much.